This is the DNA of the most dangerous creature in the universe.
What?
It's been buried on Earth since the 9th century.
Hello, and welcome to Digital Spy's latest Doctor Who video review. Christmas is history, as the Doctor lands on New Year's Day for the very first time. It says a lot about Resolution that it abandons the usual opening titles to launch us straight into the action. This is a gorgeous, globe-trotting caper that absolutely zips along, with certain sequences that genuinely wouldn't look out of place in a Hollywood blockbuster. The Daleks, or at least a Dalek, are back, and there's no question that omitting old monsters entirely from Series 11 has created a sense of anticipation around their return that just wouldn't have existed otherwise. But rather than tread familiar ground, Chris Chibnall gives us several new twists on a familiar foe, and even before the Dalek adopts a new lo-fi casing, we get a squid mutant with hitherto unseen abilities. This recon scout is an alien body snatcher, an unsettling notion brilliantly realised by guest star Charlotte Ritchie. She switches effortlessly between her dual roles of Lynn and the merciless pilot that's taken over her body. Resolution makes you wait for the Dalek in classic form, and when it does arrive, it's one of the episode's least successful elements. What we get is something that looks a little like a Dalek in a corset, with a narrow middle and a wide bottom. All the same, the sequence in which a lone Dalek annihilates a squadron of soldiers delivers a burst of pure adrenaline, something that Series 11, for all its good points, never quite managed to muster. And of course, nothing defines the Doctor like going up against his/her greatest nemesis, and Resolution allows Jodie Whittaker to show a little more grit and determination. You absolutely feel the weight of her predecessor's experiences in her performance. Resolution isn't all rapid-fire action and dramatic face-offs though. Ryan's uneasy reunion with his long-absent father gives the whole thing an emotional backbone, with Tosin Cole delivering easily his best performance to date. Daniel Adeboyega is terrific casting too, with an endearing performance that has you rooting for Aaron despite his past sins. Ryan does forgive his deadbeat dad a little too easily though. Here's hoping Aaron returns, with their dynamic continuing to play out in Series 12. Now, this isn't a totally perfect episode. Mandip Gill remains the show's most neglected regular, while Nikesh Patel's Mitch also ends up as something of a spare part. These character quibbles, though, are the only real issue with an emotional and exhilarating hour. Resolution leaves Doctor Who on a far stronger note than the underwhelming Series 11 finale did a few weeks ago. The series is now on a much more solid footing heading into further adventures, when it eventually returns. Now, on to our big Doctor Who questions. Number 1. When will Doctor Who return? At a special preview screening of Resolution, the BBC's Director General, Tony Hall, revealed that Doctor Who would return in very early 2020. Could Series 12 kick off with a supersized premiere on New Year's Day 2020? Number 2. Does the Doctor have a dad? The Doctor implies in Resolution that her knowledge of relationships with fathers is mostly second-hand. Maybe the Doctor didn't have a dad and was born some other way unique to Time Lords. Except in the 1996 TV movie starring Paul McGann, the Doctor remembers sharing an experience with his dad. Maybe though, like Ryan, the Doc's pops just wasn't around all that much. Number 3. Is UNIT gone for good? This episode reveals that a lack of funds has put pay to the Unified Intelligence Task Force, with Kate Stewart's status unknown. Has Doctor Who really killed off the iconic UNIT for good? Just when you thought Brexit couldn't get any worse. Number 4. Will the Daleks return? With its sole survivor from Skaro, Resolution bears some resemblance to the 2005 episode Dalek, after which the Daleks returned en masse, so maybe something similar will happen in Series 12. And question 5. Will we see more old monsters? Has the return of the Daleks opened the floodgates after a series devoid of familiar foes? Well, at the Resolution preview screening, Chris Chibnall again hinted that the next series might actually feature more old monsters. Fingers crossed for the Bandrels.
It's going to kill anyone that gets in its path.
Does it have a name?
Well, that's it for now, but the adventure is far from over. For the best in Doctor Who news and features throughout 2019, be sure to head to digitalspy.com.